Time now for the Daily Answer, sponsored by Salem Surround on The Answer Now TV.
So here's sort of the timeline. Protesters blocked ICE vans on Friday. One person fell in front of the van. Protesters then went to the federal detention facility, damaged property, threw things at law enforcement officials. A California union official was among the people detained. Maxine Waters later on tried to go to that federal detention facility to visit him. She was rebuffed. What's the over-under when she whips out the race card? Homeland Security said they were surrounded by 1,000 people, and it took over 2 hours for the LAPD to arrive, despite reportedly being called several times, close quote. In a press conference, the LAPD chief denies that they were called several times. I'm just telling you what the ICE acting director has said, Todd Lyons. He put out a statement, quote, "Our brave officers were vastly outnumbered as over 1,000 rioters surrounded and attacked a federal building. It took 2 hours for the LAPD to arrive," he says. Rioters defaced the building with graffiti, kill ICE, dead cops, and assorted anti-Elon Musk statements. Protesters tried to block a U.S. Marshal service bus and 2 SUVs. They also spread orange shopping carts from Home Depot across the street to stop federal agents, burned an American flag, lined the boulevard with large cement bricks. People were throwing rocks at federal vehicles, including Customs and Border Patrol vehicles. Bill Mallusion obtained video from inside one of the vehicles that was assaulted. We'll play that for you a little later on. One of the agents reportedly suffered a minor laceration to his hand, as a result of a rock penetrating a windshield. It's amazing so far. No reports of anybody being seriously injured, no reports of anybody being killed. Another Fox reported vehicle was trashed. Rioters bashed it and stole things from it. One local source said it sounds and looks like a war zone. There were explosions everywhere. DHS Secretary Kristi Noem said anyone who harmed any agents will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Now, according to ICE on Friday, despite reports to the contrary, in Paramount, federal agents were using an area there as a staging office, and they were not engaging in workplace raids. But protesters assumed that they were at a Home Depot in Paramount, California. Crowds gathered. Again, no immigration raid took place at the Home Depot, but the protest was assumed that this was going on. There were ICE agents near Home Depot. And again, sources falsely reported that ICE was conducting and targeting enforcement in the area. LAPD chief admits that he was overwhelmed, his word, not mine, as thousands of rioters blocked freeways and torched cars. President Trump deployed 2,000 National Guardsmen to the city over the objections of Governor Gavin Newsom, over the objections of LAPD Chief Jim McDonnell, over the objections of LA Mayor Karen Bass, all of whom said that the president overreacted, and some local officials say that things did not get out of hand until President Trump mobilized the National Guard. Karen Bass accused federal immigration officials of sowing, quote, a sense of terror, close quote, by arresting illegal aliens. I told you what some of the crimes were of these illegal aliens who've been arrested, but I guess as far as Karen Bass is concerned, if you're an illegal alien, even if you're a violent criminal, you ought not be deported. Here's what she said in her post. The violent targeting of law enforcement in Los Angeles by lawless protesters is despicable. Said that was a statement by Homeland Security. The violent targeting of law enforcement in Los Angeles by lawless protesters is despicable. Mayor Bass said Homeland Security in a post, ICE is not responsible for sowing a sense of terror. The protesters you enabled are, end of quote. Some of the graffiti read, F ICE, death to colonialist domination, death to America, dead cops, and there were a number of Palestinian flags flown as well. What Palestinian flags had to do with deporting illegal aliens is beyond me, but several people were there waving the Palestinian, some would call it Hamas flag. For what it's worth, custom officials say ICE agents faced a 413% increase in assaults while carrying out arrests. Acting Director ICE says that these sanctuary states' refusal of the police and the sheriffs in LA County are putting people in danger. Meanwhile, the House Minority Leader, Democrat Hakeem Jeffries, has vowed to reveal the identities of ICE agents because they were wearing face masks. They're wearing face masks because they're being doxxed. Their identities are being put on social media, and they are concerned for themselves and for the safety of their families, which is why they're wearing the masks.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel. Stay informed anytime, anywhere with the Salem News Channel and 9:30 a.m. TheAnswer.com. This has been The Daily Answer, sponsored by Salem Surround on The Answer Now TV.